Hello, everybody, and welcome to Weird World, where we're here to be able to give you the what of the internet. So, I'm Jeff,
I'm Beth.
and let's get to this story. All right, woman shocked during travel via U.S. When asked if she had abortion by airport staff.
Guy.
During a humiliating ordeal, uh, what, whatever, from Australia, claims she was petted down, fingerprinted, photographed, interrogated, and asked if she was pregnant.
Okay.
Okay. A woman who was traveling via the U.S., was left shocked after she was asked if she'd had an abortion by airport staff.
Okay.
Don't know why they would care, or if it's any of their freaking business. Uh, Madeline Gorley from Brisbane, Australia, had stopped over in Los Angeles on June 30th while on her way to Canada for a holiday and to cat sit. However, she was at the airport in the U.S. Border officials asked her whether she had an abortion.
Guy.
Okay, during the ordeal, she was petted down, fingerprinted, photographed, interrogated, and asked if she was pregnant. I don't know if she had forgotten or if she wanted to work out if I was lying or something. I said no, and she looked at me again and said, "Have you recently had an abortion?" I don't know the thought process behind that. I just thought, what's the relevance of that to my situation?
Right.
Completely. What the hell does that have to do with anything? Why would you be even asking that question? It's none of your business.
Yeah.
She claimed she was told by staff that she had been denied entry because it was breached the conditions of the visa waiver program. All right, this waiver allows Australians and citizens of many countries to travel to the U.S. for short trips without getting a visa. Well, yeah, it was a layover. But she was sent back home on the next flight to Brisbane 7 hours later, or several hours later. A spokesperson for U.S. Customs and Border Protection told them, that the visa waiver program applications are banned from any type of employment getting compensated for services rendered. However, Miss Gorley said she was shocked the service breached the visa program's rules as she had previously traveled through the U.S. with the same house and cat sitting company. I mean, she's not even here. She came to America on a layover to go to Canada,
Yep.
where she was going to be making money in Canada. It had nothing to do with the U.S.
No. She was just had to go through the U.S., I guess.
Yeah, because it was a layover.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm confused. She is now warning others to be aware of the possible consequences of pet or house sitting in North America, and was left surprised that she wasn't allowed through. A ZBP spokesman said the department regrets any inconvenience or unpleasantness a passenger may have experienced during his or her processing. It added, we take allegations of unprofessional behavior seriously. Whatever. CBP has standard procedure for handling allegations of misconduct. If we confirm employee misconduct, we will take firm appropriate blah blah blah. Okay, it's just a kiss everybody's butts and stuff like that. Or we're not gonna do anything stupid.
Right.
Okay, so she was denied entry to the United States because she was going to make money in Canada. Thoughts?
I think it's crazy. I mean, because, like, it's. Why would it matter? I mean.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You're going to go.
And what about this abortion crap?
I don't know. That's just very invasive questions. And, I would have an issue with that, so.
You're taking a flight and all of a sudden somebody sees and so that, or she got a pooch and all of a sudden goes, "Hey, you going to try and get an abortion?"
Yeah, it's like no.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's I don't know
And,
why.
then they said forget you, and then rejected her out of the country and sent her back to Australia.
I don't know. That just wasn't handled very well at
And that's in
all.
California.
That's supposed to be like I don't know. It's
I mean, you should get away with murder in California. Literally, you get away with murder in California. So I'm shocked that that they would even bother with you trying to be able to, if you had an abortion or want to get an abortion or whatever. It's like, what?
right, but like even if he did get one at one point in time, why would
Who cares?
Yeah, it wouldn't be anybody's business.
No. Especially if it's being done in Canada. It's like you're gonna get an abortion? Well, yeah, I'm gonna head on up to Canada and we're gonna get one. Why?
Right,
She's not a U.S. citizen.
right.
She's not even a Canadian citizen.
No,
She's an Australian citizen. And it's a layover. She's just trying to be able to get through security so she can be able to get to her next flight, so she can be able to make her next flight to go to Canada, where
right.
it's actually her destination, which you can obviously see via her
Passport or whatever it is.
passport and her ticket,
Right.
because it says and stuff like that it's to be a layover because it'll show it obviously. Yeah, this one's weird. Yeah, I think that the person who stopped her and asked her these questions and stuff like that was just off in the head,
Yeah,
in my personal opinion. And
I agree.
Yeah, and I'd have a problem with this if I was her.
Yeah,
Especially, and then at the end and stuff like that being sent back home packing.
for no apparent reason.
Well, yeah, they're citing that it's because she was going to go make money, that it broke the visa that allowed her to be in the United States. But the problem is that she was only in the United States because it was a layover. It's not like she was staying for any period of time. She was probably going to be, if she was lucky, she was going to have at the time half an hour, 45 minutes to get to her next flight before heading to Canada. That's the way it usually works.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, of course, you have a long wait, then it's just like 2-3 hours. Sometimes it can be. I've never had one more than 2 hours. Supposed to be. I was stuck in an airport one time and stuff like that for 8 hours. Me and my son were stuck in the Florida airport for 8. Oh no, was it Florida? No, it wasn't. We flew out of Florida. We were in Nashville, something like that. Airport, nice airport. It's a really nice airport. But we were stuck there for 8 hours.
Stuck in an airport for 8 hours.
Yep, waiting on our flight. And this was before all the issues of COVID and stuff. Of course, it was an airline that is notorious for really cheap airfare.
Now we can see why.
Oh, and it was our first flight. It was a hey, my mother and stuff was like, well, you can be able to get the two of you for only $88 a ticket if you're gonna be, taking this flight, this airline, because we normally always fly Delta. Well, yeah, it's a positive. We only normally ever fly Delta. Never have issues with Delta. I've never had any issues with Delta. And especially if I'm going around and traveling with my son, I don't want stupid crap.
Right.
But because of whining, I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot and stuff like that. Okay, we'll go for the cheaper airfare. Insurance, we were granted 2 free flights, somewhere else, and blah blah blah. But it was still, and it was eventually after like 4 hours, they finally came by with a, with a pity truck, passing out, the pretzels and stuff, because you don't get pretzels or anything on those flights. You get nothing, unless you want to pay for it.
Right.
So, it was kind of like, really? You know, I mean, I had to go, grab him and stuff like that, and then and we just weren't told, we were just going, well, because there was literally no airplane. They had to cancel a different flight in a different city, screwing those people completely over, and then rearranged for its flight to come to us, who then had to refuel and everything else like that for us to be flown. It was a cluster, and I thought that was bad and stuff like that, back then. But nowadays, and whatever, that'd be a piece of cake compared to a bunch of people. A bunch of people, I don't know, if you know much about this, but nowadays and stuff, airlines or whatever, even the big ones, are, canceling flights, and you're just SOL.
Yeah, I've never been on a plane, so I never had to deal with all that.
Well, in a normal situation, it's fine. Okay, airlines is great. You don't have any worries. You get there. Of course, it also depends on the airline. You normally shouldn't be having any problems, right? It should be a no-brainer. It's not a big deal. They're safe as hell. Not no issues. But it just so happens that went to a budget airline. All these problems happened, and which made me go, never again. And then all of a sudden, then there's nowadays, because I haven't flown since. Well, I've flown since that, but in the last couple of years, I haven't flown. Especially with my son or anything. And it's like, I'm not going to go through that stupid crap. Especially when Rob was trying to fly back from Georgia. And his flight, and all these flights were canceled. And he's military. He has to be here. He was, he was flying back on a Saturday. He went there. They're all getting in line and everything else of that, and then his flight's completely canceled. While he's trying to be able to, wait for it and everything else of that, just going to go, okay, just waiting for the plane to arrive.
And it never shows up.
And it wasn't just them. Like, every airline canceled.
Every single one?
Except for, like, one. One airline was still flying out that one particular time. But, they had, like, 4 airlines. One of them was still flying. And, of course, that was completely booked. And, it was just a shit show. Eventually, and so, because he's a pretty slick guy, so he sweet talked his way into getting on the next day, into another airline, to be going in and stuff like that, and finally was able to fly back because of his military issue. Luckily enough, that actually happened. He even tried, after a while, because he was waiting around a while trying to be able to see what he could do. When he did call me, I was kind of like, dude, you might as well just go down and be able to just rent a car and just drive up.
Right.
Just head on over to 75, boom,
Right.
Because I don't know the actual highways or anything over there. It just head north. I mean, there's a straight highway. It goes straight up north.
Right.
It's a no-brainer. You could just take that. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. No, because everybody else had already done that, and there's literally no cars.
Dear God.
Yep. That's when he was like, yep, I'm SOL.
Greyhound bus. You could have taken the Greyhound bus.
Well, you still need some time and stuff like that, and you need to be able to get there. And, it was just a mess. But, eventually he did get back on Sunday. He was set for Monday, for his military stuff. But, yeah, it was just crazy. But, this was just whacked. I like to, obviously she went back to Australia. So, obviously, she was only apprehended here for like a little while.
Yeah.
Got anything last thing to say about this?
No, I mean, other than it's just weird. And
exactly, it's weird. All right, then. All right, you guys. Like, share, and comment below, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.